Hi guys, Wheels here. I just in the shop in the back of the house. I decided that I'm going to try and get a little kind of my opinion, my views on the Victorinox single-handed or one-handed Trekker model pocket knife. Actually, it's a pretty good knife from Victorinox, so quality is good. It's got your main blade, kind of a sheep's foot kind of a design here, half serrated and half non-serrated, and you'll notice that the serrations are usually at the base of the blade. On this knife, the serrations are at the end of the blade. I find that a lot better. I can get up and do some close-up work here on the straight edge of the knife. Now, I've been using this quite extensively for the last, I would say month and a half or so. So the knife is quite a bit duller than what it usually than what it started out as. It still does cut paper. I will demonstrate that for you right now. The knife is actually put up quite a bit with a lot of abused use, but it still does cut paper quite nicely, even through the serrations, which is quite nice. I like that. Usually cutting paper with the serrated part of the blade is difficult, but this knife seems to tackle it quite well. So you can kind of see that, even though I've been using the knife quite a bit, it's taken paper pretty easily. Now the other tools that you get with this knife is you've got the main blade. You've also got, and this is why I bought it, you've got a saw attachment. This saw, I was really kind of unimpressed with it. I would have liked it to have performed a lot better. Now, definitely nothing like my multi-tool, my Leatherman. But it is a saw. It works, not as well as it should, but it does work. You've got your bottle cap remover. Okay, and at the tip, at the end there, you've got your large screwdriver. I'll get these out of the way here. One thing I should mention about this knife is usually when you're right-handed and you've got a folder, this is a Lockblade, by the way, a liner lock. Usually when you've got a lock blade, you push away from yourself on the liner to unlock the blade. With this knife, you have to push the liner the other way. You can see how that kind of locks up. And instead of pushing the liner this way to unlock it, you have to push the liner that way, which really kind of confused the hell out of me for the first little while until I figured that out. It is still pretty stiff, so that's just par for the course. Now you do have your can opener attachment on this side, and on the tip you've got your small screwdriver. So those are the attachments on this side of the knife. Now I really like the fact that again the cap lifter is lockable. It's locked with a liner. Again, you push that liner in and unlock the blade. On this side, you've got your star screwdriver, and it's in the middle of the knife, so it gives that purchase and the ability to give the screw some good torque to take it out. But another reason why I got this knife was for this particular attachment, which is the hardest one to get out, but probably the most used one, is the awl. And I tell you, the awl on this knife is good. It works well. It's very, very sharp. Just a regular piece of pine board here. But as you can see, you know, it doesn't take much effort at all to get in there and make a good size, you know, a good hole for, you know, for anything. I've used it to put a hole through a piece of fat wood that I glued on to the end of my ferrule rod. It worked very, very well. So again, you've got a nice little awl attachment on this knife. It's a good overall knife. I like it. There's no pocket clip to hang it, so it's got to sit inside your pocket or inside a pack. What I found works really well is on the knife sheath. Some sheaths you have a pocket on the sheath, and this fits right in there and sits well in there. Now it's called a one-handed opener. In order for it to be a lot easier to open, the blade should have been moved over closer to your thumb. When you grip the knife, you have to sort of reach over and get your finger in the hole to open the blade with one hand. So it makes it kind of difficult. If the blade was closer to your thumb, it would make it a lot easier for sure. Now I brought out of my scrap boards and stuff like that in order to show you just how well the knife works. I got a piece of apple. This is some very well seasoned, a couple years seasoned apple, and for it to get in there and do some carving, you know, it works very, very well, very well. You know, this is the non-serrated part of the blade. It works very well. It chews right into it like it's nobody's business. And this, remember, this is a knife that I've been using for a while now. So, you know, it's had quite a bit of use. Now that's apple. That's a pretty hard wood here. A lot harder than your pine or your cedar or anything else that you might find out in the woods. And probably one of the hardest woods that we have in my area is ash. This is a slice of ash that I've taken off of a large branch, and again, this knife just chews through it like it's nobody's business. Feather sticking, you know, it works very, very well. Nice little curls. You can hear it just biting into the wood. Makes a really good companion to a regular bushcraft knife. Now you can see those curls. You know, that's just from a flat piece of wood. If I had a branch here, I could just show you probably a little bit better. But that's ash. That's one of the hardest woods that we have here in this area. So. Now, the saw, well, let's keep the ash out, and let's show you the saw. Again, the saw, I wish it functioned a lot better than it actually does. It does not have a lock on it, but let's take a look at how well it works. So just freehanding, just holding it with my hand, you know, and we'll just get it to start a little bit. It does bite a little bit at first. Tell you what, let's use something a little bit bigger. Let's use this piece of pine here, and let's see how well we can get it going. So it does bite in. You know, the teeth are not that aggressive, but it's kind of difficult to get going. I mean, it works well enough on small branches to do some small work with. You know, and it does cut both ways, both on the push and the pull stroke. I'm not sure if you can see the teeth on that. They are sharp little buggers. I just wish that the saw would be a little, you know, a little better, more like my Leatherman saw. It does take some doing. But as you can see, even into the pine board, it does, you know, start to cut. It does cut. It cuts well, but not quite as well as I thought it would. But that's one of the reasons why I bought this. Again, there's no lock on the saw, so it just closes right up. But that's the Victorinox One-handed Trekker pocket knife, and it's served me well. I paid about $59 Canadian for it off of Amazon, and it so far has served me well. I really enjoy this knife. It'll be coming with me either in my pocket or my pack whenever I venture out into the woods, or even when I'm in the shop here. I usually have it in my pocket. So this is Wheels, and I'm out.